online at gmail.com. 910-317-0297. 910-317-0297. Together, we can remake this world into a better place.
Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Upload World. This is Monday programming on American Muslim 360. My name is William Kareem, and I will be with you for the next hour. And what we will be doing is talking about living life in the upload. So last week, when we did the program, we started off by giving a basic definition of what the upload life is. What is the upload life? Well, the upload life has to do with social media. And this is basically many times where our children live. This is basically where technology has taken us. Technology has taken us to the upload life. As a matter of fact, right now, you are listening to American Muslim 360, which is on a platform which has been uploaded. I just played a presentation, which was an opening PSA for American Muslim 360. We had to create that and then upload it onto our platform, American Muslim 360, on Blog Talk Radio. We are living in an upload life, and even though you might not understand it, the upload life doesn't fit, and it's like a double-edged sword. It can be for good or it could be for bad. What we're going to do as far as definition is concerned, we're going to use two definitions, and one is going to be the pioneer generation, and then one is going to be the upload generation. When we talk about the pioneer generation, we're going to talk about the community of Imam W.D. Muhammad that came up in the pioneer generation under Honorable Master Elijah Muhammad and also under Imam W.D. Muhammad. So last week, what we did is we gave a basic as far as technology advancements are concerned. And we talked about the idea of radio. Well, radio at one time was a big deal to have a radio in your house. If you had a radio in your house, that was big. And, well, I remember listening to the radio in the house in the 1950s. We would listen to programs like The Lone Ranger, Superman, Mighty Mouse, not Mighty Mouse, The Lone Ranger, The Shadow, and other programs that were for radio. And this radio was able to happen because there was radio waves that were capable of being caught and transmitted over wires and, over antennas actually. And then we were able to, those radio programs were downloaded into our radio in our apartments. So radio.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, I'm going to stop the video at this time because I think the point has actually been made that I was trying to make about uh, the followers that what the upload life is about and how it becomes popular because people get on and they put up little clips or something like that and they wind up getting followers and they wind up getting likes. I did hear someone that sounded like they wanted to make a comment. I just want you to know that this is a rebroadcast of Living in the Upload Life, but we can still go live. And so I'm going to give the person that wanted to have an opportunity to speak, I'm going to give them a chance to speak. Assalamu alaikum. It was this 470-75766-756. Your microphone is open.
Assalamu alaikum. Haja Sadia, San Francisco, California. This is my first time coming in.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is the Upload Life. Do you have a comment? Or you just want to introduce yourself?
Just wanted to introduce myself, and I didn't hear anything, so I didn't know if I had done the right thing.
So you didn't you don't hear anything as far as the program is concerned.
When I entered, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
5 minutes, I didn't hear anything, so I didn't know if there's anybody on the line. Said it was
Right.
2 people. Well, I said,
Yeah.
well, somebody should be here. Alhamdulillah.
Yes. So do you hear the video? Do you hear the talk that's going on as far as living in the upload life?
No, I don't hear anything now, just you and I.
Oh, that's all you hear. Okay, let me see something. You stay right there, and I'm going to press play and see if it comes on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you hear that?
No, sir.
You don't hear that, huh? Okay. All right, hold
No,
on.
sir.
All right, hold on for a minute. Ishmael, assalamu alaikum. Do you hear the video that's playing?
No, sir. Walaikum assalam. It
You
wasn't playing.
mean
It wasn't playing at all.
you mean this whole time I've been on for a half hour and the video hasn't played?
No, sir.
And oh man, let me see what's happening with that because I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen so that it can come through, and nothing is coming through at all. Unbelievable. Okay. Oh, sister, I thank you so very much for saying that because I was just under the impression that it was playing. So I'm not sure exactly what the problem is. I seem to be following, doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Um, and it's not coming through. So, okay. Let me see what I'm going to do here because this information that's being given is really, really, it's very important to the whole idea of technology and what has happened with social media. And I have to find a way to actually make this work. So I'm not going to continue with the video at this point because it hasn't been working according to those that are listening. And I actually, right now, I mean, Sister Martha was on earlier, but she's not on now. So I didn't get that impression. All right. So, okay, first of all, this here is living in the upload life, just to introduce it, Ishmael, you know this, but I wanted to introduce it to my sister who's from California. And on this program, Living in the Upload Life, what we started this program, Living in the Upload Life, to, inform our pioneers about technology and what technology is actually doing. And so we went through the history, basically, of technology that you may be familiar with, sis. Are you familiar with the radio that used to come on in the 1950s when there was, where the radio was a big thing to happen? There was no such thing as television, but there was just radio. Are you familiar with that?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. We would sit in front of the radio and we would listen to Gunsmoke and the Lone Ranger and, all of the Shadow. So we're starting from that technology, and we went,
Yes, sir.
and then we went from there to, television, and all of this was in the house because this was the early stages of technology, and then from that, we transitioned into talking about from black and white TV to color TV and the telephone and the whole idea about the party line. Do you remember the party line? That
Yes, sir.
you remember that? That was something else.
1941.
Yeah,
1941, I was born.
there you go. There you go. So,
You,
um,
you know what? Assalamu alaikum, William.
Walaikum assalam.
I was hearing you on YouTube and I didn't realize my uh what you call it video Zoom had gone off. So I was thinking YouTube. I'm thinking when I heard you say Martha was on before, but she's not on now. I'm going, I'm on, and I look. I'm going, oh, so that's YouTube that I'm listening to. Okay,
Ye-
I have to.
Yeah.
And
And
there
the
was a
other
what?
part, and the other part about it is that I've been playing the recording for a half hour and no one has heard it.
Right. I didn't hear because I had gotten my sister phone call and I say, oh, it must be something I can't hear at the same time. And that's what I
Yeah,
put it onto, but I could see the picture.
yeah. What's interesting is that I'm sharing I'm sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But not
sharing
your
my
audio.
I'm sharing my screen, but like it says share, and so it says screen share, and so I'm sharing the screen. But it said, oh, I see. It says share sound. You have to press that.
You have to
Oh,
click
okay.
that. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't click that. All right. So then I know for the next time,
Okay.
okay, what I have to do. But this was an important presentation that I was doing. It was an important presentation, some very good information. So what I'll have to do is probably play it again next week, from the very beginning, because it's really, really good information. But I was just giving our sister from California and why we started this program, Living in the Upload, like why we started it, because technology, it's so fast today. There's just so many things that are happening as far as technology is concerned, and we can, in the pioneer generation, we can basically get lost. And even though our children, are keeping up with it right now, it's going so fast that it's the whole idea is the way that the whole idea that's being used is to overwhelm the mind, to overwhelm the eyes, to overwhelm the ears, to overwhelm the appetites, to overwhelm the senses, to overwhelm. So so you have so many selections. And my sister, she lives in California. I mean, you're in a place, one of the big cities in the country, where there are so many options that we can have. I went down to where my sister is, Sister Martha, in Florida, This is real. I went into a Cracker Barrel and asked them for a cheese omelet, and they said we don't make cheese omelets. You don't make a cheese omelet? What are you talking about? No, we don't make a cheese omelet. Well, do you make an onion omelet? No, I could give you some. I can give you some scrambled eggs, and I can put some onion on the side, and then you can mix it in. This is a convenience that I have in New York. I can get my eggs any way I want it. You know, in the big cities, you can do that because there are just those options. But in small place like in this small place of St. Petersburg, I think that's where we were at. You know, I went into a Cracker Barrel, and it's like, yeah, we don't make omelets. I can give you some scrambled eggs, and I can put some cheese on the side. You can have some cheese, some scrambled egg with cheese, and I can put some onions on the side, and then you can go ahead and mix it in yourself. Well, okay, well, so the whole idea again is to overwhelm, especially in our big cities. There's an overwhelming that actually happens as far as stores. There's so many stores that we can go to get so many different products. You don't even have to wait till Christmas anymore. Whatever it is you want, you go to Amazon, go online, whatever you want, whatever toy you want. You don't have to wait till Christmas to get a gift. Whatever it is that you want. At one time, when we were coming up, Christmas was important because you was able to get that special gift, that special gift. But today, I mean, hey, you get whatever it is that you want, toys, clothes, whatever. You can just it's just automatically available to us, and so we have the option. Well, I'm going to eat sushi today. No, I'm going to go Mexican. Oh no, I'm going to get a Greek salad. No, I'm going to get a pizza. There's just all of these options. And so the senses become overwhelmed. And that's the same thing as far as advertisement is concerned. If you notice in your mailbox, I know in my mailbox, I get a lot of advertisement. And even though I don't respond to the advertisement, they continue to send it to me. And I have to continue to get rid of it. It's like, why you keep sending me this here? I'm not gonna participate in this. But they send it out anyway. It's just a waste of money. It's just a waste of paper that they're doing. But they do the same thing now. If you have an email account, you'll notice that it's full of advertisements. That's what it's full of. Advertisement. And then you got to search through the advertisement in order to get to the real messages that actually may be coming through. But emails are being used for advertisement. Your telephone, our telephones, our cell phones, advertisement. You turn on the television, advertisement. So there's this overwhelming that actually is going on as far as technology is concerned, and that's the whole thing. As far as the government is going, now the government is even using that. The whole idea is to overwhelm. Make a change here, 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 make a change here. And then, the court system doesn't work that fast. You take a issue to court and they tell you, well, you got to come back. We're going to schedule you to be in front of the court in next month, on the 3rd of next month. But then the next day they come up with another. They bring something else to the court. Well, on this issue, you're going to come back in 2 months, and this is going to happen. Right now, as far as there's a famous case with Sean Combs, P. Diddy, Puffy. I mean, they convicted him, arrested him, and then overwhelmed the social media and mainstream media with ideas about his guilt. And then, they said, you can see, because you can say whatever you want to say. Yo, he alleged, as long as you put the word allegedly, he allegedly So then they can basically, so a writer on a newspaper article, a television personality can talk about whatever it is that they want to say about him. You know, he allegedly did this to a person and it's okay. But they're basically saying he did it to the person, but they're covered by saying allegedly. It's being said that. And so they do this for, a couple of months. That's not with him. It's been almost a year. And now they decide that they're going to go to court. And so they had all this time to overwhelm the culture and the audience with this alleged idea. And now they want to bring him to court. But it's already in the people's minds that he is a criminal. It's already there. And it's not only with him. We have this thing about this guy who's supposed to be a Venezuelan gang member, allegedly. And, they're just going to the point where they're just picking people up off the street and they're saying the due process is supposed to be happening. But there's an overwhelming is the point. There's the only point that I'm making, that there's an overwhelming that's supposed to be happening. They're overwhelming the justice system. There's an overwhelming that's actually going on with that. And you see, this is not in tune with Allah's creation. That's the point. It is not in tune with Allah's creation. With Allah's creation, you can't speed up Allah's creation. There is 60 seconds in a minute. You can't make it 62 seconds or 67 seconds in a minute. It's 60 seconds in a minute. It's 60 minutes in an hour. It's 24 hours in a day. It's 365 days to make a year. You can't change that. And that is the comfort level of the human being. That's the normalcy of the human being, for those kinds of rules and regulations to be followed. But what technology has done, technology has sped up the information. It speeds up the information on social media. You can't speed up the seasons. You can't. Summer's supposed to be coming. Right now we're in spring. You can't speed it up. We're gonna bring summer in now. You can't do that. You can't say, well, you know what? I'm gonna make fall. I'm gonna make the leaves come from the trees now. You can't do that, because Allah is the one that has control over that. That is the way that Allah has made it for all of His creation, not just the human being, but for all of His creation. We know the way it's supposed to go, and the Quran tells us that. Don't you see that the day goes into the night goes into the day, each seeking the other with rapid succession, and that the sun and the moon follow courses exactly computed? The sun and moon follow courses exactly computed, because that's what the human being needs. He needs to be in an exactly computed creation. That's the way that it's been from the beginning of Adam. An exactly computed creation, where the sun, where the day follows the night, and the night comes into the day, each seeking the other in rapid succession. 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. That's normal. That makes it normal for Allah's creation. But in man's world, man now, through technology, has the capability of speeding things up, speeding it up, and changing it, and changing it. Oh, you know what? You can retire at 62 now. You can retire at 62. You work for 20 years. You retire this year. Oh no, that's now it's 65. You have to be 65 years old before you retire. You got no. We got to put the retirement age up. It's 67 now. 67. What? You gotta pay into Social Security. Yeah, you make your money and you take part of that and you pay into Social Security. Yeah, it's free money. Yeah. We're gonna tax Social Security because we need some more money. We're gonna put a tax on Social Security. You gotta pay into Medicare. You gotta pay into Medicare. When you retire. No, hospital only. Only if you're in the hospital can you use your Medicare. You can't use it for anything else. Oh, it's hospital only. Well, I'm paying my insurance. I got my insurance for this other thing. Oh, yeah, but you got to pay a certain amount of money. We only gonna pay 80% of your Medicare now. This is the man's world. These are the changes that the human being makes in the man's world, and these are the stresses that are in the technologies and the changes of the upload life that we have to be aware of. And even though we're aware as far as being pioneers, we have to always remember that it is going to affect our children more than it's going to affect us. I'll give you another example, because I got like about 5 minutes left in the program. The whole idea of business is trade, the barter system. I give you this and you give me this, a fair exchange, that always happens as far as this is concerned. So you want my money, that means that you have to provide a service to me. Okay. And if I don't like the service that you're providing, then, I don't have to do business with you. So I do a gym membership with the gym. And they say, well, it's going to cost $14 a month. Okay, fine. All right, 14. I'm willing to pay $14 a month, for me to do this here. But then they tap on another $60 as an initiation fee. That happens once a year or something like that. And so I said, well, look, I don't want to pay no initiation fee. But I've already given them my information. I've already given them my credit card information. So they automatically take it out. They automatically take the money. And when they automatically take the money, and then I go to them and say, listen, I disagree with this. I don't want to have this anymore. They say, well, it's too late. We've already taken the money out. Yeah, but I don't agree with this. I don't agree. I want to cancel my member. Well, it's too late. You got to have it for at least a year now. That's not a fair exchange. Someone else now has control of my money. And that's just not a good situation. So these are the ideas that our children have to deal with in the future. But the basic foundation of business is fair exchange. I give you this and I get something in return. I give you this, I get something in return. But what's happening is they're going, that technology in the upload line is going above and beyond that. And once they get a hold of your money, then basically they can do whatever it is with your money, with our money. And our children have to understand the basic ideas. And that's the way that we can teach our children as far as the upload life that they're dealing with. We have knowledge as far as living life, especially as far as being human beings. We have knowledge. Pioneers, we know what the foundations of things is. And we have to make sure that our children understand that. So we have to make sure that our children understand that there is the real world of living in a lost creation. And then there is the world of living in the social media generation, in the social media world. It's important for us to make sure that our children and grandchildren understand that sometimes you have to come out of the social media world and you got to make your prayer. That's going from the social media world and coming in back into the real world and making your prayer 5 times a day. 5 times a day, make the world stop and bring to the bottom what's on top. 5 times a day, make the world stop and bring to the bottom what's on top. Hang out with me for a moment, if you will. Let's go to the fridge and put the world on chill. 5 times a day, make the world stop and bring to the bottom what's on top. That's one of the things that we have to teach our Muslim children. The other thing that, and like I'm saying, we have to teach our children, especially as far as business, that it's a barter situation. You give me something and I get something that's fair in exchange. I give you something, you give me something in exchange. I give you something, you give me something in exchange. They have to understand that, because right now, many of us are living on just on co-pilot, on we're living on an automatic system where, money is just basically just taken out your account. You can say, oh, I'm interested in this. And all of a sudden, bang, they got well, you know what? Let me tell you this here. Try this for 1 month. Try this for 1 month. And in 1 month, if you don't like it, then, all you got to do is contact us, and then we will, we will can't, you can cancel it in 1 month. So now they put a responsibility on you. They have your information. And then you because of the busy life, because of the overwhelming life that we have, and I'm talking about as far as our children is concerned, they don't cancel. Next thing you know, they got money coming out of the account. Well, what is this here? I didn't agree to this here. Oh yeah, but you agreed to it for a month, and you were supposed to go and you were supposed to cancel it. And then you go, well, I want to cancel it. Well, in order for you to cancel it now, what you have to do, you have to dial this telephone number. And once you dial this that telephone number doesn't work. And what you have to do, you have to go to this website and you have to do. So again, overwhelming information. Overwhelming. They make it an overwhelming situation. So we have to teach our children how to guard themselves as far as their finances is concerned, as far as their commitments are concerned. We have to teach them how to do that. Well, again, I thank you so very much for listening. It's now basically 9 o'clock. I thank you, sister, for calling in, and thank you, Ishmael, for being there also. May Allah bless us as we move forward. I pray that, there was something that may have been said that have been a benefit for you, because that's the whole intent. Al-Islam is a religion of peace. You live it like a Muslim, your problems will cease. The whole idea is Islam is a way of life. And as we live our way of life in the pioneer generation, we have to teach our children how to live this way of life in the American circumstance. And there are a lot of people that are coming to Islam. A lot of people are coming to Islam, and they're coming to Islam because it's of the simplicity of it, because they're organic, because it's straightforward. We just have to be very careful about the way that we live in the upload life. And so until the next time, my name is William Kareem, and I give you the greetings of Assalamu alaikum, and I thank you for being with me today. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow is another program that I do, sister, which is called Stories of the Lives of the Prophets, peace be upon them. And so we've been talking about Adam. And tomorrow we're actually going to be discussing why is it said that Eve was made from the rib of Adam. Why was that said? And so we're going to go and we're going to break that down. Okay. Because I think,
Assalamu alaikum.
well, like what was
time?
that? 8 o'clock.
What time,
Eight,
sir?
yeah,
Thank
8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be what, 5 a.m. your time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
8 a.m. Eastern Standard, 5 a.m. your time will be Stories of the Lives of the Prophets. Thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate you, my sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.